Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sleeper Hole, where there are no disqualifications on topics and falls count anywhere. I'm your host, and I am back. Happy to be back. Priest. With me, of course, is Zombie. And the analyst, Robert Leach. And, of course, Kluganator. So, yeah, kind of missed being here, guys. 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, you were only gone for one, I thought.
No. 2 weeks ago, I had to work, and last week I actually had a convention.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I thought
it's
you weren't
been a
going to be
while.
here, and then you ended up being here.
Glad to have you back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. Don't get me wrong, the convention was fun, but, I like doing this.
Oh, yeah.
So,
The convention looked fun. I'm definitely jealous of that.
It was definitely a great one. And I definitely want to make sure I talk about that, first off, it was my first convention ever. So it was a joyride right there, seeing all the different cosplayers, the different vendors, got to meet a great goth metal musician. But the great highlight was the different celebrities and the WWE, or actually all wrestling superstars, because there was a TNA superstar as well. But it was great because not only did I get to talk to them on a personal level, like just off the screen and off the camera, but the interviews were a lot of fun. I mean, I got to talk to, first I talked to Kane, and that was really neat, talking to him about things. And even though it's not in the video on YouTube, we did have a special shot on YouTube where, not on YouTube, I'm sorry, we had a special part that we edited out for YouTube that we did on Facebook for one president, or former president, Antoine Archie.
Who's a major Kane mark.
He's one of the biggest Kane marks you'll ever meet. Then we also had, I met Christian, who was one of my childhood heroes.
Yeah, I watched that earlier, actually.
Yeah, Christian is like right up there for me with Edge and Brett. They were the three guys who I really wanted to model after when I did try to learn how to wrestle. I also got to meet Road Warrior Animal. Hilarious guy, really nice. And it was really nice seeing his insight on things from his years of wrestling compared to current. And seeing him kind of parallel a lot of the things that we talk about that need to be improved in modern day wrestling. Off camera, I got to meet Mick Foley, nicest guy you'll ever meet. It's just such a great guy. We also got to talk to the real one, Enzo Amore, and talk about his music career with his rapping and everything else. That was kind of fun.
Of course, he wasn't too fun about trying to drop any info on 217 or
217
radio.
Yeah. That's all right. That's all right, though. Much love on that and everything else. But I mean, it was kind of neat because he had a lot of good things to say, and I mean, it was really kind of cool to see how he talked about how his whole career was from before, during, and after the WWE, and his music and everything else. And then, of course, I got to meet the ever so beautiful and ever so sweet Velvet Sky, one of the nicest ladies I've ever had a chance to interview, and just awesome to talk to. And then, besides that, I got to also, like I said, talk to Mick a little bit. I got to talk to the Nasty Boys just a little bit. It was a lot of fun. And there's other actual celebrities from movies and TV shows, as well as voice actors that I got to meet. I can't think of the names off the top of my head, but the two guys who voice acted Pinky and Brain.
Oh, okay.
I got to talk to them a little bit and, shake their hand.
Oh, I remember seeing a clip of that. That was actually really funny.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I was not going to spend the money to get autographs because I didn't go with a lot of money. This was like a last-minute thing for me, so I had no time to prepare. And if I would have done that, I probably would not have had dinner or gas money on the way home.
Right.
But it was worth it, and I'm hoping in the future myself or even all of us can see about doing something like that again because it was definitely a great trip. Honestly, I would say if we can ever get that chance again, I'm probably going to see if I can find an official poster of the Sleeper Hole or something and then have it where they can sign that, and I'll fork over the money for that, for them to sign something that is on our wall.
Oh, yeah. That
is Sleeper Hole with all of their autographs. Let alone I might see if there's something I can find from Jason Wilhite for Wrestling for a Cure and see about getting their autographs for that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
That's something that all four of us can get behind is Wrestling for a Cure, and if we tell that to those superstars, I mean, I really can't see any of them not getting behind that. So I mean, that was a lot of the great stuff that happened there. Unfortunately, it was only 2 days, but it was 2 days very worth it. Besides that, came home, relaxed, got myself to kind of try to recover from Cloud 9, and got myself a chance to watch some good Raw and SmackDown, and there's some good questions we have talked about, starting some opening questions for tonight's episode. And I kind of want to leave that first to Zombie because he thought of a really good one that I wanted him to point out.
The bit on like Braun Strowman especially, is he going heel, or is he just using Ziggler and McIntyre for his own purposes?
And that's a really good question. What do you think, analyst? I mean, this is your area. You're the analyst.
Yeah, I am. But you see, I don't know. I feel like the Shield should have been heel in this situation.
I was thinking that,
considering Strowman was the monster face, and he came out, and Roman Reigns kind of got saved by his buddies miraculously, who beat the hell out of him and put him through a table.
And now we haven't seen it in a while. So.
Yeah, and now it's Super Showdown in Australia. It's going to be the Shield versus McIntyre, Ziggler, and Strowman.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a hell of a match, for sure.
Either way it goes, Strowman's going to... Yeah, either way it goes, Strowman's still going to be on top. And he's still going to be as destructive as he ever was.
Yes,
because we all know that Strowman's the top for sure.
He's got the momentum. Where if they try to cut off his momentum, that'd be the dumbest
second.
move.
Hold on, PG show, buddy. Come on.
I said something. You could take it as you want on that one. I wasn't going anywhere with that.
Okay. Anyway, so hey, we're not getting into this. I think Strowman's going to be put with these guys, and he's going to get annoyed, and he's going to beat the hell out of them, and then he's going to be Braun Strowman. I feel like in this situation, Strowman's not a face, Strowman's not a heel, Strowman's just Strowman.
Yes, I will go with you on that one.
He's just doing what he wants.
Kind of dips his toes where he needs it. Mm-hmm. Kind of like how I was saying with last week with the whole gray Jedi line, is with there being this, specific, you got to either be face or you got to be healed. There's no one's ever identified the middle ground.
There needs to be a middle ground.
And that particular fence line, obviously Strowman can just step right over it whenever the hell he wants to. So for him to just walk that, I think he's more than capable of it.
What do you feel there, Klug?
Sorry, I was a little distracted.
Oh, you're good. I mean, go ahead. I mean, if you want to.
Well, no. What was the
whole?
Wow, you were really distracted.
Well, the whole thing with Strowman teaming up with Ziggler and McIntyre, I honestly think it's more not him going heel as much as playing it smart. Because at the very beginning, he called out Roman saying, I could easily try to cash this in now, but your boys could easily come in and ruin it for me. So I don't feel like he's playing it heel. He's playing it smart, going, as long as I stay with these guys.
He's going to team up with somebody that could watch his back.
Exactly.
Even though it's not necessarily aligning with them.
Right.
It's just kind of, I scratch your back, you scratch mine scenario.
And that's just it. He's like, you guys already have an issue with Seth and Dean. So they're part of the Shield. Roman's part of the Shield. It would be dumb of me not to do the you scratch my back, I scratch yours thing, and we keep these guys in check by working together. That way he does have a fair chance for the title, which I'm sure all of us want him to get.
Well, yeah, we don't want him to get screwed over.
And so,
we want it to be a fair match.
To be the Roman Reigns of the whole Lesnar-Roman Reigns BS that went on for far too long.
Right.
But I mean, it's definitely one that I think is going to be where once Strowman has the belt, which hoping for that.
Yeah.
But I do believe that once Strowman has the belt, I mean, he may look at McIntyre and Ziggler and say, you know what, thanks for your help, but I don't need you anymore. I did what I did.
Right.
I got what I wanted.
Or should he remain aligned with them for the sake of protecting himself with that title?
And that's a good point.
He's going to become
he's going to have a bullseye.
I mean, not only is he the monster among men, he is a very large target, and he's not made very many friends, with the exception of Finn Balor. He's occasionally done some stuff
true.
with. And, I mean, Alexa Bliss really isn't going to do much to help him in that aspect.
No, probably not.
Those are probably the only two that he's actually.
All 5 feet of fury.
Oh. We could go. Yeah. As far as anyone else, he's really not made friends. He's just plowed through anyone that's gotten in his way.
Well, and the thing though is also, I mean, there could be a chance that he would align after it's all said and done. Only because, one thing that McIntyre and Ziggler talk about is how they're tired of seeing people be complacent and not hungry for more, not hungry for the title, not hungry for this or that. Strowman is hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Strowman wants to be at the top of the mountain and stay at the top of the mountain. So maybe he is going to align with them and say, you know what, we have common goals. So it would be stupid for us not to stick together and achieve those goals together. It's a very distinct possibility. I feel like he's right now just playing it smart.
But will the three of them be overpowered?
Could be. I mean, it very well could be. I mean, all three of them are very talented.
They're very talented, and McIntyre is not a small guy either.
No, he's not.
Almost kind of for lack of a better reference, the Hydra to the Shield.
That's a good point. It's a very good point. One other thing that happened, though, is, Kevin Owens, after losing a match, just sat there for a while, and then uttered 2 words, I quit.
Yeah.
Who all believes this, or is this just another ruse? I mean, I'm on the fence of it being a ruse, personally.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
I don't know, it seemed pretty sentimental with the tone of it.
It's called acting.
I get it.
The Miz just did it.
Well, but KO is not the Miz.
Yes, KO is definitely not.
He wants to be the next Miz.
Oh boy, we're gonna have.
You never heard of action star Kevin Owens?
We're gonna have Miz Taraj 2.0. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, we are.
Oh Jesus!
Here we go.
I'm done. I quit.
Next week, Augustus Sterling will make it. But no, anyway.
I've got to go and get his suit cleaned.
There you go.
But no, anyway, so I think I've literally been thinking about this all week since it happened.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, I don't want it to be just a ruse, but I don't want him to leave WWE.
Right. Not like that, anyway.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe he'll go back over to SmackDown. He'll be like, well, it was hell on SmackDown, and I wanted so bad to come to Raw, but then I was even in a worse position on Raw.
Especially now that he doesn't really have any alliances either.
Yeah, without Sammy, it's kind of dead in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and think
who could come over from SmackDown to who could be involved in this trade? I guess if you were to pull
if there was a trade. See, I'd like to see just Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on separate shows.
Yeah.
Because we've seen them too much on the same show.
I personally agree on that one.
So I think because remember, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn lost at WrestleMania and got fired from SmackDown. So they were forced to go to Raw with no trade. There was no trade there. It was just Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn went to Raw. So what I'm thinking, Kevin Owens goes over to SmackDown, Sami Zayn stays on Raw. It's a better position.
Yeah, who knows?
Because think of it this way, Daniel Bryan's not the general manager anymore.
Yeah.
But Shane's still the commissioner.
Shane's still there is the problem.
Yeah.
Shane's presence hasn't been seen, though, since WrestleMania.
I'll give you that.
So maybe Paige...
felt, obviously. So, I mean, and Paige is more than capable.
Paige has been doing awesome.
Yeah.
Paige has been an excellent general manager, so I could see Paige maybe looking at Kevin Owens and saying, all right, I'll give you a match. If you win, you can be on my show. If not,
good luck.
I mean, the thing that worries me the most is, as much as I'm not a KO fan, I give the guy credit where credit's due. He is very talented.
Yeah.
And the last thing I would want to see them do is knock him back down to NXT.
Mm-hmm.
That would be probably the biggest insult you could do.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
I was thinking about that too.
Then again...
And I was thinking maybe take him back to NXT just because there's nothing for him to do. He's done essentially everything he can do, however, as a heel.
Yeah.
What if he was to turn face?
That could happen. I mean, it's.
I would love to see Kevin Owens versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe.
Yeah, and I mean that is possible.
That would be a good match.
And those are very distinct possibilities. I mean, and I personally have to remind myself, even after I said that about NXT, that you have had big names go down and then come back up stronger than before. I mean, look at the New Day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Besides Xavier Woods, I mean, they didn't
look at McIntyre.
Well, McIntyre left for a long time, then got re-signed. I'm talking like Kofi and Big E were top tier guys, and then they went down to NXT.
Well, Big E started in NXT.
Well, yeah, but he was then recognized. But then when NXT became more of what it is now, he went back to NXT, and it elevated them so much. I mean, that's a very distinct possibility.
One thing I can think of with that situation would be Natalya.
Yes,
she went back down to NXT, had an NXT Women's Championship program, came back up, and she's been Women's Champion once or twice now.
Yeah,
Tyson Kidd was another one.
That's true.
He went back down there and he came back up. Cesaro.
That's true as well. I mean, there's a lot of them that did. So I mean, it is a good possibility. And maybe what they'll do is they'll be able to find a better story angle for him, like you said. Yeah. So it is a possibility.
Well, it's the same as whenever you see any big-time professional, like sports player, go from the majors down to the minors, and then they come back up. And they, like you said, they end up becoming, stronger. People are actually looking forward to them returning.
Yeah, it's kind of like a new lease on life almost.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody could use a new lease on life, Owens definitely.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
He's been kind of circling the drain of just BS gimmicks for a little while too long.
Yeah, I'll give you that as well. I mean, but also, I know we have another thing for Raw, but I want to put this up. We just talked about Paige, but this whole active general manager, Baron Corbin, how long is this going to go on? I mean,
hopefully not much longer.
I mean, because the show...
it was decent with him there, but it's not the same feel because it's very much the cookie cutter that we all grew up with. Oh, great, another heel GM.
Yeah.
Instead of just being
we didn't really have GMs back then either. It was kind of just whoever was at the reins of the company.
True.
Obviously, Vince was the one throwing his weight around, and he obviously presented himself.
Yeah, so Vince, then it went to Linda, which was when we had the face moment. Then it went back to Vince. Mm-hmm. Then Stephanie took over for Vince, and she showed her heel side.
And never let it go.
And
not in the blonde Disney character way either.
When Baron Corbin first became the constable, I was like, oh, good Lord. It's another corporate Kane. He's going to come out every week. He already shaved his head because Kane had that mask and he had the longer hair attached to the mask.
Yeah.
Takes the mask off. Now he's got short hair. Baron Corbin shaved his head bald. Started wrestling in his TGI Friday suit.
Are we going to have a masked Corbin with long hair?
Oh, God.
Oh, good Lord, please no. I'm just saying that because he's got like fire on the movie screen behind him. He's got that kind of demonic entrance theme.
But yet then he turns into this little
and then he becomes the man in charge again.
Yeah.
Remember when Kane did that? Stephanie McMahon left him in charge of Raw sometimes.
Yeah.
And this is just a redo of the exact same thing that happened 4 years ago.
And that's what bothers me.
Kane 2.0.
That's what bothers me. This is just too much of a rehash. I mean, I'm not saying that we have to have a face general manager, but I kind of like how Paige did it. Yeah, she's more seen as a face right now, but she just does it kind of the way I feel like I would do, which is what is on the best side of entertainment? What is going to entertain the most?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
let's do it.
I mean, hell, Animal, in your interview, you said it best whenever he goes, there are way too many pay-per-views.
Yeah.
There aren't, and there's not enough,
there's not enough time to build the stories.
Exactly, and people don't look forward to it. It's more of a...
Say, back in the old days, we only had 4 pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And then eventually we had 8. And then we had 4, then 6, then 8. And the next day we had 1 every month. If they would go back to 6 or 8, I'd be content, personally.
Yeah.
Cut it in half. I mean,
honestly, you got to stick with the big 4 at least.
Absolutely, the big 4. But I'm saying then at least, even if you do 4 more or even 2 more, I'm okay with that personally. I would be very
and that gives something
to build up to.
Like Zombie said, that gives them something to look forward to.
I'm essentially quoting Animal on that one. I mean,
like Animal said, it gives them something
to be excited for. And it's like it's
because
not so much. Oh, great! There's
it seems as soon as one pay-per-view's over, we got to start the build up to the next one, and there's no time to build up to a big match.
And
It's
for a
usually
while,
got 3-4 weeks to do it.
Episode of Raw.
And for a while that they were doing, in my opinion, they were doing kind of right by splitting it half and half. Raw, then SmackDown. Raw, then SmackDown.
Right.
Because then, at least...
You had a month and a half at least to
build. You had a month
build.
and a half to build something up, and it'd be decent. Now it's... Here you go.
Here you go. Here's another Baron Corbin versus Finn Balor match that's going to happen tomorrow night on Raw. Tune in on USA.
Yeah.
And then we'll redo the same thing on the pay-per-view.
I mean, they kept doing the same thing over and over again for, I don't even want to count how many months between Lesnar and Reigns over and over again.
It's like lamb chops. This is the song that never... It says this is the match that never ends.
Right. It's
really, honestly, the WWE needs to take a little bit, again, from Marvel property and utilize the gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet, and just cut everything in half. Maybe not the roster, but more so the countless number of events that they keep piling on top.
I don't know. They might be doing themselves a favor if they got rid of Kurt Hawkins.
They are starting to oversaturate a little bit.
Yeah, it's getting too much. I mean, I get the idea that they're wanting to take. It is world wrestling entertainment. I get that. It's world. There's going to be everywhere, but there's a point in time when it gets to be just a little too much. I mean. What do you do? I mean,
the main problem with it is they're more focused on now because it's World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah.
They're focusing too much on the entertainment
and not the
instead of the wrestling that comes right before that.
Exactly.
Because the entertainment wouldn't be there if the wrestling hadn't been there before. If the Federation had not have put its foundation down, entertainment wouldn't exist.
Well, see, storylines are good, and having storylines where someone's the general manager, but he's also a competitor, that's okay. But don't focus solely on backstage promos to build it up.
That's it. Storylines are vital in the wrestling business. It really is. I mean, that's one thing that I thrived in when it came to UVW and things I saw growing up. Storylines are vital. But a show should not be, okay, we're going to have maybe 5 or 6 matches, and then we're going to have nothing but promos, or this happens backstage, or this person walks out and talks forever before finally getting interrupted because their music sucks, or whatever. It's one of those things that they need to get back to the core foundation, and that's one thing that's kind of things I've been noticing, and no offense, but kind of one of the reasons why I keep searching for a way to watch Ring of Honor.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't know if you remember from way back when we were still in school, whenever people would refer wrestling as a male soap opera.
Yes.
I mean, back in the Attitude
Era, male soap opera.
In the Attitude Era, maybe I could see that from just a little bit of the outer experience of it all. But now, it's more so that soap opera than the actual entertainment or the wrestling part.
And don't get me wrong, I'm glad that it's not just a male-dominant glorified soap opera. But the thing is, the soap opera, like you said, is too saturated instead of it being well thought out, well placed, and sticking to the foundation. And that's the problem, is there's no strong foundation anymore.
And to quote Velvet again, she honestly said that she misses the old days. I mean,
she's not the only one.
I mean, I'm all for the advancement of, both genders.
I love the evolution going on with the women's, but there's some things that were so good about back then. Sorry, I know you're right there too. It's just, this is what drives me nuts. I'm so glad that Animal said it, Velvet said it. They all spoke things that we've been preaching about left and right. And it's like, maybe there's something to what we all have to say here. Certain companies need to start paying attention. Also, though, good Lord, these people are persistent today. Sorry, my phone keeps blowing up. Thankfully, I had the sound off. You guys also, I know you.
I'm a little warm, honestly. I'm actually gonna go get that fan.
Fair enough.
It is a tad bit warm.
That was the one thing we forgot.
Yeah, the one thing we forgot.
Let me slide over here for you,
Excuse me.
sir. So let's talk about the Revival here. I mean, Revival looks like they're actually getting pretty good momentum going. But does this mean that they're going to have a good chance taking down the B team?
I know, they've taken them both down individually.
Individually is one thing, though, but as a team, it's a different song and dance. I know you keep saying that they're going to be transitional champions, but for me...
That's my prediction.
This is all real. All live, all...
That's the way we do it, guys. That's the way we do it. But,
it's uncooked.
But I mean, here's my thing.
Streaming live.
My thing is,
unless you're watching this later on a tape delay.
That's true.
Yeah.
My thing is, personally, I love the Cinderella story. I really do. And so, as much as I know I like the old school style of the revival, I don't know if they're going to take down the Cinderella story because people really are eating it up out of the palm of their hands.
Right. But
it's also very old school style, the Cinderella story is.
Yeah. I agree, and I'm only catching the Cinderella story part of this, but with B Team, I presume.
Yeah, B Team and the revival. Yeah.
The revival, honestly, they told them that this obviously the story's almost over with. They are going to be the ones to take it from me. Obviously, that gives the B Team one of two options. They can either, keep writing it, or actually perform instead of just happenstance being the reason for them still holding it. I mean, because the last one...
Luck only lasts so long, Keith.
I don't know about that. I mean, luck can last as long as you want it to last. It's a matter of if you're willing to actually continue to push for it.
I'm kind of curious to see what Rob here has to say, because right now I'm almost wondering if we're going to have this room divided. One side of the room is revival, the other side of the room is B Team going on here. This is kind of getting me humored.
See... Here's the deal.
There you go.
Like I said last week,
I'm listening.
The B Team's last successful defense came when Bo Dallas tripped over the pair that was in a pinfall position and reversed the cover. That was it. It's all luck. When's their luck going to run out?
I get where your perspective on it. I do. I completely get the fact that it's luck. But I'm saying that now's the time that they're going to realize that obviously that luck can only last as long as they want it to. But what they need to do is be actually willing to defend it properly and not bank totally on, oh, we got another one. Look at what happened to us. No, they need to be the ones to defend it.
Because they're going to get too cocky and they're going to be like, look, the luck comes in again, and
I agree, and then it gets burnt out, it gets stupid,
and then everyone gets annoyed with it, like, oh, it's the same old crap,
Exactly.
So I think the revival should beat them.
And and if anybody should be them, it should be the revival. But to me, it's like I said before when we had these talks. The thing I liked about the old school wrestling, the stuff that back in the '80s, the '90s, even the very early 2000s, was the stuff of. Yeah, you have your serious wrestling, you have all the serious storyline, but you also have that comic relief. And that's what the B Team are. They're that chance to get a breath of fresh air instead of being stale, testosterone fuming everywhere, and people feel like, no, there's actually some good humor there to make you stay entertained while still respecting the storyline. And that's what I like about them. That's why I feel like they should keep the momentum going with them for a little longer. I don't know what we're all looking upstairs for, but...
I'm not sure either.
I was just thinking of a way to increase lighting in here.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to think of a way to sabotage the B Team or something.
No.
I mean, I don't know if my ceiling light falling from up there is going to do anything, but maybe give them a reason to continue. I mean, it'll fall on one of them, and the other one will pull a 2-on-1 victory.
Right.
So.
Oh, Lord.
So,
but yeah, I can see how it might be able to make a little. Obviously, we're
still a work in progress.
We're a work in progress still. I mean,
that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, the studio's obviously continually changing. So.
But I mean, so moving forward, though, we dude.
We dude.
Yeah, dude.
We abide.
Ooh, have mercy. Ooh-wee. So, okay, Tuesday, though, we did have SmackDown.
Yeah.
And, one thing that I want to talk about, this is the big one that's been on me the whole time, is the story with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. This is supposed to be the PG era.
Yeah.
Have we really gone too far for the PG era?
Yeah, we're kind of traversing into PG-13, low R.
I feel like we're going near R.
Well, I said low R.
Yeah,
low-end R.
I was like, we somehow jumped from 13. We went from PG straight to R, in my opinion. This is almost like horror film style going on here.
Yeah, I mean, you put a mask on him and he's in a dark room with a single light, like right on his face, and he's on the phone with Styles' wife, or on the phone with Styles, and his wife is tied up in the corner. That's pretty much the direction.
I mean, I'm just picturing next week when they go to AJ's house and he's right outside there, outside the house and everything else. You see him put on a Will Shatner mask painted white, and then you hear the Halloween theme playing because that's how dark this is getting. It's ridiculous.
I think
you're
kind of shaming Mike Myers in that aspect. Michael Myers would not be too pleased with that. And he's going to end up outside of your house.
I know, but
yeah.
The way I could see this going, I could see it kind of being a parallel to like the time when Austin showed up at Brian Pillman's house.
And I almost would invite. I would almost invite that. But my whole thing here that I'm trying to make a point of is this is supposed to be the PG era,
right? Not the Attitude Era.
Yeah, this is not the Attitude era.
Bring back the Attitude era.
Triple H was talking.
It'd be great.
Triple H was talking about trying to revive that old way.
Granted, he said it only for one more match, but I mean, I feel like we do need to get a little bit edgier. If we're going to do it, they need to start openly admitting that hey, we're dropping the PG era umbrella because that's
basically what it boils down to is products getting stale. We need to spice it up a little.
Well, and what time era was the best when it came to that? The Attitude Era.
Well, the Attitude Era, I mean, there's a couple different factors there, too, because you have the Attitude Era plus you had the Monday Night War running simultaneously.
Right.
So...
Which, there's no Monday Night War anymore, there's just Ring of Honor in the back, or TNA, which nobody even talks about.
Right, and the Monday Night Wars, each product was kind of pushing the other one to do better.
Right.
So...
What's their motivation?
We don't see other brands right now going head-to-head with WWE.
Because no one can at this point.
That's right. I mean, that's why we're not going to see this.
I mean, and that's the sad part, is like they're trying to make it spicier, but they can't because they don't have that motivator. Now, if granted, like I said, if TNA somehow ever was to get big, like they were trying to be back when Jeff Jarrett first started it, that'd be a different song and dance.
Oh, right.
If, somehow Ring of Honor, I mean, they've got a lot of good people in there, and they've got good momentum building, but they don't have enough momentum built.
Ring of Honor's got a lot of money behind them just because they're owned by Sinclair Broadcasting.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, if anyone's going to be able to make a push to even attempt it, it would be Ring of Honor, not TNA.
It's just right now that they don't have... I mean, they have momentum going for them, but they don't have enough momentum to make people turn their attention, and that's the problem.
But the moment that attention starts to drift that other direction, obviously we're going to get more storylines along the lines of like Joe going after Styles' family.
Absolutely, and I mean,
and Styles pulls again.
And I mean, I'm gonna shamelessly plug here that because like I told people before, the easiest way I catch up with things, because I can't always get Monday or Tuesday on the TV, is I use Hulu, and that's one thing. If Ring of Honor really wants to get people's attention right now, because people do use Hulu for wrestling, I'm one of the people. They'll tell you after you watch a show, other shows like this that you might like. And right now, all the shows is WWE, WWE, WWE. I can guarantee if Ring of Honor finally makes a contract with Hulu and says, yeah, you can show our stuff after we air it, they'll be right there when to suggest things. They're going to be like, oh, what's this?
I might get a Hulu. I might get a Hulu account if that's the case.
Yeah, they would. I seriously believe people would be like, what's this? They would click on it and then there.
I'll find out where we were.
What's the perfect time to look up the information?
I'll come back, I think. Are we?
Are we back?
Hang on, we're back.
Hey, all right, cool.
Well, I'm going to find out where we cut off. So.
Yeah, we're back.
We are back.
So, like I said, that's just little things like that is what's going to help them get their attention for their company and then make Vince pay attention. And then that's when we are going to have the push for the spicier, edgier stuff.
Right.
But I mean, they do have some good things. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I mean, for example, we had the New Day inducted into the 5-timers by Booker T, or King Booker.
5-time.
And that was pretty nice.
5-time.
Not to mention, we got to see everybody try, I'm going to use the word try, the spinner-rooney. Xavier Woods did a great job. Kofi, a little more momentum could have been fine. And then you had the turtle.
Yeah.
I like Big E, but he turtled big time. So, I mean, you brought up a good question about this, though, when it comes to them becoming the 5-timers.
Is this the passing of the torch from Booker T to the New Day?
Well,
his new knights, I guess you could say.
Well, you mentioned that, but you also mentioned, now that they are part of the 5-timers, is this the end of the road for them? Are they not going to get any more titles after this? Because they now hit a benchmark.
Yeah, is this their extent? Is this just something that will push them even higher into popularity? Because, like, wow, now Booker T came out and inducted them into the 5-time Champions Club. It's a good question. I don't know.
See, I want to say that they're going to keep momentum. They have great momentum. And the thing is, they have great momentum even without the belts.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm not worried about it.
Even when they're just like hosting WrestleMania.
When they're hosting WrestleMania, when they don't really do anything, they get the fans eaten out of the palm of their hands. So they don't really need the belts. So to an extent, I think you may be onto something there when you're like, is this the extent of them for title reigns? I feel like once they drop them this time, they're probably going to not gain them again, if not for a very long time.
What about holding them for a very long time again?
If they do that, it'd be great. As long as they do the Freebird rule again. Because I'm sorry, I like the fact that finally we had a team utilizing the Freebird rule.
See, I would love to see. I think because are they doing like some sort of tag title tournament?
Yes.
Or is it just
Yes. They had a bunch of teams go this week and they had a bunch of teams go next week.
So I think the Bar might win that whole thing.
Okay.
And I think the Bar could take the titles off the New Day.
It could happen.
They're certainly capable of it.
Yes, they've held tag titles before, even when they didn't like each other.
Yeah, I mean they were put together for that reason. They ended up turning into an amazing team.
Yes, and so I think the Bar could win them. All I'm saying is once the New Day lose them, I can kind of see one member of the New Day turning heel on the other two.
We've thought about that before.
I'm still iffy on that. I'm still iffy on that. But I will say that, personally, for me,
the only way it would work is if it's Xavier.
Yes, exactly. It had to be the mastermind.
Yeah, it's got to be the one that's got the PhD.
But I mean, honestly, for me though, it's one of those things of I still stand by this because I love the Freebird rule, and also just it's the best polar opposite right now. If they're gonna ever have to drop the titles, it'd have to be through Sandy. Because Sandy's got, from the 3 fan-favorite, fan-beloved people to the 3 most chaotic unpredictables. It would work better than the Bludgeon Brothers. It would work better than the Usos, than the Bar, any of them. Because how would you prepare for 3 complete nutbags and you don't know which of those 2 out of 3 you're going to get? That's where I'm at.
Now, see, I was really thinking for a while that I think it'd be cool to see Big E turn on the other 2.
Well, he was the only one who didn't get a special name, so...
Yes, exactly. That's the problem. They're outshining him.
It could be. I don't know. I mean...
If it does happen, I'd like to see Big E turn.
The only one I can almost guarantee would not turn is Kofi.
Yeah,
Kofi is just too much of a babyface in his own way.
We've fought and considered this before with the New Day flipping that way, or any individuals. Yeah, I could see, Xavier pulling it off with his intelligence and Big E just being the bigger of the 3 of them. But really, are we ever going to see them split up like that?
I don't think we will, personally. I don't think we ever will.
No.
I mean, it's just they've got too much of a good thing going.
Yeah.
People know how much fun they have outside of the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, they play themselves. They don't change their gimmick or anything. Their gimmick is who they truly are.
I mean, we've seen this with other big popular teams before when they've attempted to split them up. The only thing I could think of that's like positive would be whenever the Brute broke up.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't break up, but they more or less changed their entire gimmick toward what...
Gangrel abandoned Edge and Christian and took over the Hardys.
And then Christian and Edge did their
abandoned or got fired?
Is that?
Or got fired.
I forgot about that. I mean, the last time we've ever seen a trio fall apart and it was actually nice and it actually worked out really well was the Shield. But their dynamic versus the New Day's dynamic is like night and day.
Yeah.
The Shield was very workhorse or very business
Militaristic.
focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, altruistic. There you go.
Militaristic.
Oh, militaristic. Yeah, militaristic.
Well, I mean, the best.
Yeah.
Whereas
style
the New
and-
Day is just, we're here to have fun. We don't care. Because if we're entertaining and we're having fun, they're entertained and they're having fun. That's all.
It don't matter if we're wearing a unicorn.
Yeah, don't matter if we're wearing uniform
Horn on
outfits or if we're wearing Super Saiyan gear.
Or Power Ranger gear.
Yeah!
And throwing around pancakes or cereal or.
Personally, I don't want the pancakes when they pull them out of the tights, man.
They're driving around with an ice cream cart behind them or something like that.
I want some New Day bars.
Big old box of
Me
Bootios.
too. Why was that never a thing?
I don't know.
They talked about it, and they've sold the cereal. They've thrown out pancakes. Is this the WWE ice cream bar situation all over again? Where's our New Day ice cream bars?
I mean, first they didn't do it with CM Punk. Now they're not doing it with the New Day.
Exactly.
Son of a...
Gun.
Yes. Billy Gunn, that is.
I'm an ass man.
Okay, so, I mean, also, you know, one other thing I want to talk about is we have these combinations going on SmackDown. We have Vega and Almas, Bella and Bryan, Maurice and Miz, you know, you have Lana and Rusev, and they keep doing things like this now where they're leaning more towards more mixed matches.
Well,
Is this becoming a common ground for SmackDown where we're going to have mixed gender matches?
I wouldn't mind it being common ground as long as it's not always husband and wife.
Yeah, I can give you that.
Yeah. I mean, whenever the husband and wife are actually the ones, the teams, the rest of the team, I can see it working as long as there's not that.
I mean, if you have a good story, yes.
Yeah.
But if we're going to continue down this line, it doesn't always have to be a married couple.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be couples.
fighting another.
I mean, we did have the boyfriend and girlfriend. I mean, sorry, the dog and owner team of James Ellsworth and Carmella.
Yeah, there was that, wasn't there? Oh, man.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
Carmella and the chinless dog. Like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
That was a scarier as in like disgusting dog than a chihuahua even.
I think even furries would be pissed off at that concept.
Good Lord.
Yes, I went there.
Oh, that's great.
My information will be down below if somebody wants to bitch at me later about it.
But I mean, honestly,
Zombie's comments are his own and not necessarily those of 217 Radio or Sleep.
Hey, I said it.
That's great. But I mean, okay, in all seriousness, though, if this isn't going to be a thing, they need to only let it be in SmackDown. If they let it bleed into Raw, it's going to get boring.
Yeah.
If they let it be SmackDown unique, okay, maybe this could work, but let's not make it be too much of a thing, unless we're eventually going to have those 4 teams I mentioned, a mixed match fatal 4-way. Then I'd be all for it.
Oh, that would be a hell of a match.
Especially when the second it all breaks out and all 5 guys just take a step back and watch the girls go out and like, yeah.
One of them just yells, "Cat fight!"
Yeah. It would be Rusev. Of all people, it would be Rusev.
Somebody brings out popcorn. All the guys are sitting around.
The New Day will bring out popcorn for everybody.
The New Day on commentary.
Hey, that would be a better thing for them to be shooting around than pancakes, that's for sure.
Oh.
Yes.
No, because Kofi would run around with it, throwing it there, going, "It's snowing!"
Yeah, you know what? I would just
Maybe
picture...
pulling popcorn kernels out of the
Oh, no.
just chucking them in, not even cooked, just kernels. Here you go.
Here, guys, Cracker Jacks!
No.
That's how we got compromised!
You know, honestly, what I would love to see somebody do, if they could turn, like, the pack from Ghostbusters
Proton
into
pack.
them shooting, like, popcorn everywhere.
That would be so cool. I would be all for that.
Now watch them steal that
You know
idea.
what? I'm going to tweet them right now.
I mean,
I'm going to tweet them right
I
now.
mean, they
It's
stole
like,
my
hey,
whole thing about Ronda
popcorn.
Rousey on episode 1 of being on the radio. I mean,
Yeah.
they might as well steal that too and not give us any credit. Jerks.
Hey, great job, Vince McMahon. The hell.
As long as all I would want would be for them to be like, hey, this came from us, and give us that.
That'd be nice.
Technically
Yeah,
came from me.
yeah, it'd still be nice. I would definitely agree with that.
But anything I say, you know, is product of.
Well, yeah, you know, but still, I mean, I'd still want to make sure I tip the hat to you and say, you know, that came out of his actual mouth. You know, not mine, not yours, but this guy
Well,
said
as long as they got proper licensing from to be able to actually have like the ecto
it's
packs,
Vince.
Yeah.
He could pull off that type of stuff.
the popcorn packs.
He would find the people who are trying to think of, hey, it's Vince McMahon. I've got this great idea. We can cross-promote. You guys are talking about doing another Ghostbusters movie. Well, I want to use those type of machines.
Oh. put the New Day in the Ghostbusters gear. Like have their stuff actually look like.
But who would be the fourth one?
No, who is the one who's going to get hit by Slimer?
Oh, that would have
Be
to
Big
E. Yeah.
He probably would ham it up the most.
Yeah.
That's true. I was thinking Kofi, but Big E would ham it up the most.
Wow, this rabbit hole got deep really fast, guys.
Hey, well, there's Rusev and Lana.
Yeah.
We've been talking about these things. It's nice that, our show, we at least always try to hit one rabbit hole. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Might as well jump into the deepest one and get it out of the way, I guess.
Absolutely. Rabbit hole. Rabbit hole.
We're so far deep into a rabbit hole, we've started a rabbit hole channel.
That's right.
This is sad. No, it's not. This is
Rabbit hole
fun.
within a rabbit hole.
Whoa. That's when we got to start looking.
Well, that's when we're going into like limbo. Okay.
Rabbit hole within a rabbit hole. Man, did this become a...
That's bricky. That's like...
We got to get out of the quantum realm there.
Yeah.
Get a hold of Ant-Man.
I was thinking, is this like an M. Night Shyamalan twist or something going on here? Because I'm kind of getting worried.
Unless you're starting to look like the dude from Split, I don't think that's...
No,
I'm not going that way.
Well, here's the twist. We're all dead.
I knew it!
Speaking of dead, who's gonna be dead September 15th when Pinfall Wrestling Association presents One Shall Fall, live from the 8th Street Gym in Springfield, Illinois. 1401.
Transition
Did
there.
you just make a death threat?
Wow! Apparently, yeah.
Who's gonna be dead?
It says one shall fall. It didn't say in what manner they shall fall. They might die. They might just get knocked
They
out.
could trip over the
They might
steps.
just trip and fall. Who knows?
Are they gonna
Come find out.
Are they gonna do a
September
Titus
15th.
trip?
I was going to say, they're going to
Trip and slide under the ring.
Trip and slide.
I was expecting like the Dead comics to come later on when October gets
Titus
here.
World Slide.
Halloween, but man, he just
Slide.
jumped in there early, guys.
I can't wait for One Shall Fall on
hey,
September 15th.
Just so we're clear, Robbie's comments are clearly... And if anybody dies between now and September 15th, it's Robbie.
If anyone dies on September 15th, had nothing to do with me. Okay,
That's what he says.
I was just trying to create a creative segue. Anyway, so September 15th. On September 15th, PWA presents One Shall Fall. Tickets are going to be $10 for adults, $7 for kids 6 to 12, and kids 5 and under are always free. It's going to be amazing, and I can now announce to you the main event. Jake Lander makes his, I believe, his second title defense ever of the Regional Heavyweight Championship. In the main event, Jake Lander will defend the Regional Heavyweight Championship against the young thriller Derek Moss.
What? That'll be a good match.
These guys have competed, like you said, 3 times before, twice. This will be
Twice
the second
before.
time.
This will be the third time.
Third time.
Well, okay,
Third
the
time in
second time
history.
in front of a public crowd.
Yeah, third time in history, second
Yes.
time with a public crowd. But like we talked about, this is their first time with a title being involved.
Yes, and this is the first time in well over a year and a half. It's going to be a lot of fun. It definitely is.
The thing that makes me excited about this is one of those things where, again, I bring this up because this is quote-unquote unprecedented when it comes to a business.
Precedent.
No, unprecedented.
Unprecedented.
Because...
I was going to say, PWA is unprecedented right now.
Yes, they are. It's very true. But,
They're de-presidented.
They didn't
the
reach
thing is,
2018.
when
Get
it-
shit done.
Yeah.
That's right. But they say that,
I think
the
you need a
big
good running mate since Pickett's moved on.
You never know. I mean...
Zombie and Priest.
It might work. But let me say this, though. I mean, the thing I want to get to here is you don't usually see this when it comes
The
to
Holy
show.
Undead, that'd be your
I like it.
running
But
line.
the thing that you don't usually see happening, this is the beautiful thing about this match, guys, is usually in any business, especially when it comes to local independent, is face, heel. Face, heel. This is the first time we're really seeing a major face go against another major face.
So
And
Perhaps the two biggest...
Well, we might see somebody
Not
flip, or this
necessarily.
might be the
They are perhaps the two biggest faces in the past 4 years.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, there may be a turn, or there may not be a turn. It may be, like, of course, a very good, clean, respectable match where they just give it their all. They both always do. But my thing is, it's one of those things where because they're two of the biggest faces that PWA has and that Central Illinois has, I think the fans are really going to be torn on this one. I know I already am torn on this one. I usually, when it comes to those guys, I go, oh, right away I want to root for Lander. Oh, right away I want to root for Moss. This time I'm like, I want to root for entertainment.
The match.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I just want to look forward to the match.
I'm
I'm
looking forward to seeing it, honestly, and definitely we'll try to get their perspectives on this maybe before.
That'd be perfect. Let's definitely try to make that happen.
I'll work on that. I'm gonna get a hold of Jake Lander.
Yeah.
Well, get a hold of both of them.
I'm gonna get a hold of the young thrower.
Since they're both face, and I'm gonna say this right off of here, why don't we try to bring them in?
I love it.
Yeah, bring them in together.
I think it's a great idea. Let's make it happen.
Or we could do it separately, one way.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get them together at the same time, great. If we can't,
see what kind of shots they have to throw at each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it'll be friendly competition.
I don't know, because this is kind of a small room, and if something were to happen and they go to blows,
we don't want them to break anyone's TV.
Well, what we'll do is we'll have Lander over there.
Don't worry, they have a habit of throwing each other in the walls. It's okay.
Look at that thing. We'll have Lander over there. We'll have Moss over here. You and I can sit in between them.
Yeah, we can sit right here.
That way, if they have to go through that, they have to climb over the table or get through us, and I'll move out of the way.
And if they break our computers, well, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
They both got jobs.
The rule in Undead Studios is there are no rules. So
there you go. No disqualifications. Yeah. False count anywhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just don't break the equipment.
That's right. And if I have to, I'll go get a striped shirt, darn it.
Doggone it.
You just tear your outside shirt
Referee
off.
Referee
time.
But
grab the cameras and go outside for a on-the-fly match right there.
Definitely. And it's going to be a lot of fun, most definitely. And I can tell you there's other shows happening in the area besides just PWA that day. September 8th, CIPW is running in Kincaid, Illinois at the South Fork High School. It's their first show there since May. And it's going to be a lot of fun because, of course, adults are $8. Kids 5 and under are always free. And
he loves that part.
I love that part.
Just don't have the soundboard to give you the
what has been what has been confirmed. Always. Anyway, what has been confirmed, Cardini, who's recently kind of turned forces, I think, in CIPW, will be facing Maru.
Okay.
I don't know if this is his debut in CIPW, or if it's just been a while since he's been in CIPW. We'll find that out, and we'll get back to you. But Cardini will take on Maru. Chase Brooks defends the CIPW Illinois State Championship against Matt Harmon, the former champion.
There you go. That's going to be a good match.
Indeed. And also, ladies wrestling makes its debut in CIPW.
There we go.
Harley has been confirmed to compete at this show.
Do we know her opponent?
No, we do not. We'll have to find out September 8th.
That's good.
But then, the main event. Now, remember, in different companies, people can do different things. Such as, they can be a tag team in one company, but rivals in another.
Yeah.
And in CIPW, we will be seeing, for the first time ever in that company, Zero Hype Guy Smith defending the CIPW Heavyweight Championship against the Spotlight Spencer Powers.
That's going to be interesting. Those two know each other way too well.
They do. They most definitely do.
Hopefully that doesn't cause any kind of rift between them.
Well, you never know.
Hopefully not.
Being the reigning PWA tag champs.
Never know.
We'll have to see what happens.
For all we
September
know,
8th.
Spencer Powers may give him one good solid punch and say, "This is what you get for not letting me wear purple all the time."
That could be it. Like, that would be over. Guy Smith comes out, Spencer Powers, boom, right in the jaw, and it's like, that's what happens. Sorry, Guy. But anyway, other shows. Yes, definitely. But other shows in the area, September 22nd, PWA returns to Jacksonville with High Voltage. PWA also on September 29th will be in Athens at 1 p.m. at the Athens Fall Festival, and then in Beardstown that same day at 6 p.m. at the Beardstown Fall Festival.
They're going to be busy.
We are going to definitely be busy. Be busy.
Be busy.
Be busy. For some reason, I thought a V belonged to
I'm
something.
definitely going to be busy.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you, honestly.
Me too, especially
as soon as I pack up my equipment from one, I have to run straight to the other one.
You
don't understand. September 29th, I have to march in a parade that morning with my.
Well, that's you.
Blowing my horn.
Don't want to toot your own horn, right?
Don't want to toot my own horn, but
I hope you have your own horn, because.
Oh Lord!
Oh, trust me, my trumpet will be in tow. Anyway, I have to ring announce both shows too.
Yep.
So that'll be a lot of fun. Then October 6th, Proving Ground Pro is going to be in Athens.
There you go.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't miss any of these wrestling shows happening in your area.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think that about wraps it up. I mean,
Yeah.
we're pretty much close to that time, so
Yeah.
I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for coming here when I had my time to come back after 2 weeks. Guys, thank you for holding down the fort. And we will see you guys next week. Everybody else, say bye.
Bye.
Adios, amigos.